Ladies and gentlemen, a wild countdown appeared. We're going to be getting into game number 2 between Evil Geniuses PUMA and TSL.HyuN. The map of choice is Dreamhack Sakura's Plateau. Let's get into this game. Alrighty then, spawning in the top right spawning location, taking game number 1. After suffering what I would consider an early game disadvantage, maybe overextending himself with his aggression a teensy bit, but then able to overcome in the late game, playing his macro beautifully and demolishing his opponent in the end. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Evil Geniuses PUMA and his opponent over in the bottom left, spawning as the red Zerg, an incredible Zerg macro player known for his aggression. But will he be able to make that count in game number 2? He needs to win this game in order to force it to an ace match. It's going to be Team SCV Life's HyuN. Alright guys, this is an absolutely amazing match. I can't believe I'm casting groups G and H of this Dreamhack tournament. It's a pleasure to be bringing you such high quality games. First Genius Naniwa, and now HyuN PUMA is going to be going on this stream. I can't wait to see what we have coming up next. But in the meantime, we have got the barracks going to be going down for PUMA. Let's wait and see if he takes one of those gases, or if he's looking to maybe go for a 1 Rax gasless expand. We do see HyuN continuing to produce probes here, so that will suggest he's going to be going for a hatchery pretty darn quickly. And there we go, a drone going to be sneaking out to the natural here, and as soon as his minerals hit 300, we're going to be planting that hatchery down. There we go. So things are looking pretty normal for both players here. It looks like a 1 Rax gasless FE is exactly what PUMA has in mind in this game number 2. And HyuN is going to be hatch first, and he'll then be following it up with a spawning pool very soon, possibly with a gas as well, so he can grab a quick speed. It's quite useful to have those Zerglings out on the map early, speed or not, on this particular map, because these watchtowers on Sakura's Plateau do give a very, very nice indication of timings when your opponent decides to move out across the middle of the map. HyuN looks like he is not going to be opting for any gas at this time, but as long as he gets a couple of links out to do that scouting, things should be fine. The scouting drone now getting spotted by a Marine here. HyuN is going to crucially see that there are no gases, and wow, PUMA actually sending an SCV to the gas. Very nice. Oh, he didn't actually block it. The SCV wasn't in the correct position. Okay, guys, for those of you wondering what just went on, you saw PUMA send an SCV to right next this Vespene geyser. The reason he did that is because if you get a worker standing in the correct place next to a Vespene geyser, it actually blocks the gas from being taken. So it looks like HyuN tried to steal the gas, and PUMA wanted to put an SCV there to block it, but unfortunately wasn't quite able to do so, and HyuN able to steal the gas anyway. But HyuN only saw a single gas go down. He doesn't know if both gases are taken at the moment. In fact, he didn't even see the single gas get taken down. The drone wasn't in his vision. So as soon as that drone died, PUMA now going to be taking both gases. And dear oh dear, guys, I appear to be having a problem with my computer at the moment. Hopefully things are okay. I may have to restart the stream. Hang on just a second while I try and get this together. I know there's a bit of beeping on stream at the moment. Hopefully it's going to turn out to be okay. One moment. Hopefully we don't have to restart the stream. Thank God, guys. I'm not really sure what just happened. My mouse went haywire and I was really worried. I had to go out of this game. I'm sure you heard the beeping on stream as well. I have just unplugged and replugged in my mouse. I'm going to have to check that out after today. A very, very unfortunate occurrence there. Hopefully things will now be okay, and I did not have to leave the game. So guys, no damage done. Whew! Don't worry, no have to restart. I will sort this out after the game. So we have got the reactor going down on the barracks and the factory here for PUMA as well. I am so relieved. And we now have the reactor Hellions coming out from our Terran player. We do not want to miss a moment of action in this amazing game. We have the starport also going down for PUMa now as well. He might be going for, after the reacted Hellions, he might be going for a bit of drop play. We do have the tech lab immediately going down on the barracks. So what we typically see Terran players do here is put 4 Hellions out of the factory here, and as soon as the 4 Hellions are done, we swap the buildings back so that you can go immediately into siege tank marine production. But stim has just started, so that tells me that that is not what PUMa is going to be doing in this case. Let's see if an add-on decides to go on the starport, or if he's going to be making a medevac out of that. It could also be a Banshee. Let's see, there we go, a Viking actually coming out, just going to do a little bit of air superiority. There is PUMa. Very interesting choice. Let's wait and see if he's going to follow it up with anything else as well. Meanwhile, 2 base and a macro hatch going down for HyuN on his half of the base. Fingers crossed everything is fine on his end of the map. We do actually see all 4 gases taken from him as well, and 3rd and 4th gases haven't yet been taken on PUMa's side of the map, so a very interesting thing to note there. Not really sure what is going on at the moment. Both players just scouting each other out. Very nice overlord spread here from HyuN, and that's exactly what PUMa is going to be doing with this Viking, sniping off those overlords so that HyuN does not exercise that air map control he has with these overlords, and all of a sudden these overlords being spread across the bottom of the map are also going to have to watch themselves. As soon as the Viking gets over, all of them are going to be picked off as well, and it looks like the one on top is trying to be recalled, but I'm afraid it's going to be way too slow. HyuN now supply blocked thanks to this Viking. He was not expecting the Viking coming out from PUMa, which has turned out to be an absolutely amazing move, and here we go. We are going to see Hellions at the front and Marine drop in the back from PUMa. We have medevacs and Marines waiting to put into them here, and we have Hellions now skirting around the edge of creep, seeing what damage they can do, trying to stop that creep spread. Nice cancel on the creep tumor there, coming out of TSL.HyuN. Very, very nice cancel on the creep tumor. Spinecrawler now going to be placed in the middle of the map to ensure that the creep spread can actually go on. Of course, Hellions don't do very good damage against the Spinecrawler at all, and that Overlord going down once again, supply blocking HyuN momentarily. My goodness, is PUMa being very, very active with this Viking indeed, and that's exactly what you want to be doing in these sorts of openings as a Terran player. Really, really nice from him, using that Viking to pick off all of those Overlords. And he is just going to have complete air dominance over the north side of the map. We do still, however, have these nice overlords down the south, and one of them, as you just saw, is morphing into an overseer as well. So let's wait and see what happens here. No, it looks like it's not going to be drops. He's just going to be moving out towards the middle of the map. Zerglings and Banelings, they're taking out the Hellions, and that could be huge. There's a bunch of Marines here, and these Marines could... Oh, nice! Getting the Banelings before the engagement begins. That's absolutely critical for PUMa. He did not want a lucky Baneling hit, taking out most of his Marines, and now he's going to be pushing out onto creep. He still has a Hellion, and he's going to try and kill off as many creep tumors as possible. So many active creep tumors here, and he's doing such a fantastic job of ridding the map of these creep tumors at the moment, and HyuN is going to have to respond momentarily. His map vision basically just halved, and it looks like PUMa is just going to be double checking to see if a 3rd base is on the way, and I think he'll know that it is. Getting into a corner in case these Zerglings take him out, of course, but he is indeed going to lift away completely. 3 Marines being left to die, unfortunately, and PUMa is just going to lift up and fly away. So very, very well done there by him. 3rd and 4th gases now being taken by PUMa in his main base. So he's going to be going up to a little bit more gas heavy as far as his infrastructure goes. Let's take a look at what he's got going in his main base. A reactor now down on the starport, able to produce those medevacs 2 at a time, and we are going to be seeing some tanks come out here as well. The factory finally going down on that tech lab there. Siege mode will start, and some tanks will be starting shortly, and we do have a lot of reactors going down on these barracks here. These Marines, of course, are combat shielded and stim ready, so the tech lab no longer required for those Marines. And it looks like HyuN is going to just be focusing up on his macro on the left-hand side of the base. We do have now a hatchery going down at the 4th base location. So things looking pretty good here for our Zerg player in terms of macro. Let's take a look at what the worker situation is like. 73 drones for TSL.HyuN compared to 59 SCVs for PUMa. HyuN is doing pretty well at the moment, and PUMa is just making his tech choices. We do have siege mode now coming up and +2 attack coming out for the Terran infantry as well, but over here in the Zerg half of the map we also have an infestation pit popping down in addition to the spire. Where is the infestation pit? There it is at the natural expansion. So really, really well done in terms of tech from both sides, but the mutas are now going to be popping out on the map for TSL.HyuN. A scan going down just to check out what's out in the middle of the map, hoping to get a glimpse of the army composition, but unable to do so is PUMa at this time. We have no drops incoming at the moment, and actually an Overlord getting back into place, an Overseer actually getting back into place on top of the map, so that he will be able to check out when drops are incoming, and also a Changeling going to be able to spot that this forward fourth base location has been taken, sorry, third base location has been taken by PUMa. And I'll tell you what's very interesting about this, guys. Whoa! 41 Banelings and counting incoming. This is the HyuN aggression we were talking about. 154 to 141 supply, and he sees, hang on a second, this is an orbital command, it's not a planetary. Looks like it's time to take it down, and HyuN getting ready to do some ridiculous aggression. He probably needs to hold this watchtower to know that everything is going to be fine. The Mute is just going to be checking out the watchtower there, killing off that one Marine, and then moving back. A force of Marines now going to be, lifting up into that medevac, interestingly. One of them is PUMa, and it looks like the engagement is about to take place. Lifting that up might not have been such a good idea at all. The siege tanks are, though, sieged up, and will HyuN be attacking into the third base location? We will find out momentarily. This medevac is moving down here. It looks like HyuN does not care about that right now. He is looking forward to taking this out in the middle of the map, and here we go. The siege tanks are doing a lot of damage, but they're also being very quickly taken down. So many Banelings going to be moving in towards this third base location, and PUMa is in a lot of trouble here, lifting up the orbital and actually lifting most of the Marines in the medevacs. Very, very well played there by him, but this third definitely has to get immediately abandoned now, and HyuN taking a really, really nice lead in terms of economy. He is up 4 bases to 2 as it currently stands. And I believe the other medevac has been recalled as well. No, it hasn't. It's being dropped in the main. And here we go. 2 Queens and a Spine Crawler. Going to try and fend it off, but we now have some Lings as well. The Link getting stuck behind the Queen just for a second there. And it looks like this drop isn't going to be able to do too much damage at all. HyuN actually moving his entire army back. I'm not sure I agree with this decision, considering the drop is actually moving away. But really nice aggression there coming out from HyuN. +3 infantry attack and +1 vehicle weapons also just came out there for EG's PUMa, and TSL.HyuN in the meantime has Zerg melee attacks level 2 and 7 infestors popping up. So that infestor tech is going to be absolutely huge. We are once again going for the Ling Baneling Muta composition, but with some infestors thrown in, very similar to what he did in the last game, except in the last game he basically stopped making mutas as soon as the infestors came out, and that actually allowed PUMa to get a lot more healing done with the medevacs because they basically weren't being attacked by anything. So that's the one thing HyuN wants to watch out for in this game compared to last game, if he wants to make sure that everything ends up staying all right. So we take a quick look here in this base. What have we got? We have another Spine Crawler going up just to make sure that no drops are going to be popping down. 2 Spine Crawlers, and we actually see a drop being loaded up here at the top, and the Overseer catching it. There are now 2 medevacs with Marines being caught up at the top of the map, and it looks like one of them is going to try and head into the 4th base, and the other one is going to be heading south over the creep, which is a little bit dicey. I mean, a couple of mutas or an infestor could be disastrous for him right now, but it looks like the drop is going to be going forward in the 4th base. And once again, HyuN not counterattacking, coming back with his entire army to deal with these drops. And nice pick off there with that Baneling, and it looks like this drop is going to be taken out as well. PUMa is basically delaying HyuN's push at the moment until he's in a position where he is ready to defend against it with these drops. He's just throwing away a couple of Marines and a medevac at a time, and in fact one of them even getting away and going back home. So that HyuN's push is delayed, but HyuN is now at 200 out of 200. PUMa is at 165 supply, and this is not a planetary fortress. As mentioned before, it is an orbital command. He will be able to lift it up, but that's about all he can do right now, as the siege tanks are sieged, but hitting the Zerglings initially. So many Banelings moving into this position. Infestors now, with infested terrors going to be popping up as well, and into the rapid, into the natural goes TSL.HyuN. 119 to 88 supply as it currently stands. The last siege tank is going to give up the ghost. We do now have infested terrors on the high ground as well, and the 3rd base is completely not mining. The 2nd base is still mining, but an SCV is being pulled to try and repair the bunker, unable to do so, and it looks like the last siege tank in the 2nd base is also going to go down. PUMa now down to 67 supply, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to hold this aggression from HyuN. 150 supply to 62 supply. GG, and TSL.HyuN takes game number 2 to take this series, ladies and gentlemen, to an ace match. That was an incredible game. Sorry about the computer issues just now. I will try and sort that out for you ASAP, and hopefully we'll be back with game number 2 after this quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere.